Diagnostic quizzes are huge, especially in the health industry. Could you be suffering, like this one is, could you be suffering from adrenal fatigue? Another one that I did recently, I don't think I have it anymore, but it was like a metabolism quiz, asking people about their metabolism, or asking women, I should say, about their metabolism. And there was an offer that I found that was, very highly regarded, and I thought, I felt really good about promoting it, and so I used that with Facebook ads, and it was, really good as well, and really good lead costs. And with these diagnostic quiz, like I said, it's always easier to sell to somebody that's in pain, obviously, than for somebody who's just trying to get to pleasure. Because for pain, they're more really looking for a solution. So stuff like, sugar quizzes and diabetes quizzes, things where people have to diagnose themselves, are very, very popular, especially in the health niche. And that's definitely a market on Facebook that I'm getting more interested in, especially as I continue to build my health list outside of just my make money online list. So that's one thing to keep in mind with the diagnostic quizzes. And then the number one problem or strength quiz, these are pretty good if you have a very, very specific solution. What's the number one thing holding you back from this? And if you have an offer that's really that number one thing, you can kind of use this particular quiz. But like I said, it's all about the titling and really kind of how you want to relate your offer to the actual market. And like I said, with the number one problem or strength quiz, these are really great for pinpointing what's important to your leads, and really also allows you to segment your leads based on specific problems and offer personalized content recommendations. And I'll really show you kind of how you can get super personalized with your recommendations and content because of some of the questions you take. And then so next up is step 3, and that's really creating the quiz topic in the title. And the quiz topic, like I said, don't really reinvent the wheel. You can use like Interact or Lead quizzes, and they have like tons of templates that you can just reuse those quizzes and maybe tweak to put in your own words. Or you can just Google, quiz ideas, like BuzzFeed quiz ideas, and search through that. Another website is alltop.com, and you can also use like Quora and Reddit to kind of just find unique ideas for quizzes. So don't let the topic really bother you too much. Just make sure that it is slightly slightly incongruent with whatever you're trying to sell, and it's something that's gonna be as popular as you can without driving your lead costs up too high. Just according to the study by Coffee Blogger, 8 out of 10 people read headlines, or really only 2 people read the content itself. So like I said, it does let you know that the title is going to be important, and I'll show you a little bit later by the title that I'm using for the offer that I'm going to promote. Why, when I ran some pre-traffic to it, the title definitely let me know it was good, just because some of the responses I got on the Facebook ad. And these are just some examples here of actual titles you can use, like Countries of the World quiz, or how many countries can you name in 5 minutes? These are some of those examples of like those BuzzFeed title questions, where, like I said, you can probably get massive amounts of virility with these, but you may have a harder time monetizing them. Unless you were selling something like travel. Say, for instance, if you were like network marketing. If this was me, if I was in network marketing, I would use something like this, to try to pitch somebody, maybe joining like a travel opportunity or something like that. But that's just me. Going next, what's your leadership style? That's another opportunity, that you can use to kind of pinpoint your actual leads, to say when they read that title, they know that you're speaking to them. So what's your leadership style? This may be something that you may run ads to someone who is, thinking about becoming a coach, or thinking about quitting their job, things of that nature. And then maybe you have some type of business development program that you're trying to sell them, or some type of offer. You can use this type of quiz to, kind of get those leads from that person in a very affordable manner. Next is going to be quiz outcomes and the logic. So the outcomes, like I mentioned, you start with the audience and the offer, and then the outcomes come after that. And the outcomes are just the specific results that people get from taking your quiz questions. And as I mentioned, you always kind of start backwards. You're going to have the best result, the medium result, and then the low result. And these are really critical, because you don't want to have just one single result for your quiz, because first and foremost, it's a little phony to have a lot of different questions that people are taking, but you're not really giving them any type of personalized solution. And then 2, you're really losing the opportunity to segment your list based on the different results that they have. And then I would say the third is also people are smart. So if people are start going through your quiz and start sharing it, people keep getting the same result. They're gonna know that you're, selling some snake oil, right? So that's why the outcomes are very important there. And you really want to make it very specific to that person. So if like I use the detox quiz example, if they go through the quiz and their result is that they are very, very risk for body toxicity, then you really want to push home to them why they need a detox quiz. I mean, why they need an actual body detox. But if their score is great and their body toxicity is low, then you're probably not gonna be as pushy with them on the results page, but you're still gonna try to do a soft sell and try to, get them to click on the actual call to action to click on the link on the next page. And then the logic is just really kind of how everything branches together. So as I mentioned, I use Interact, and it uses like outcome-based logic. So depending on the person's answer, you can actually tie that person to a specific results. So it makes it super simple to create your outcomes, create your questions, and then tie the logic and everything together. And so I'll kind of show you how that works once we go through the live demo. After you create the outcome, step 5 in the process is creating your quiz questions. And with quiz questions, you really want to keep them short. An average study said that people have, an attention span less than 8 seconds of a goldfish, right? So you really just want somebody to kind of go through your quiz as fast as possible, not have to think too hard about the questions, because the more they have to think, the higher likelihood is that they're going to abandon it. And with the quiz length, I've definitely done my research on this, and Neil Patel, who I follow a lot, says, you got to really think about it from the customer standpoint that's going through it. Or, if you ask somebody like 5 questions or 4 questions, think about it when you go to the doctor. If the doctor only asks you like 2 questions and then prescribe you something, you're probably not going to really listen to them, right? Or you're probably going to think they're some type of quack. But you also don't want to be asked more than 15, 20 questions. So I normally, try to stay in that 8 to 10 question range. So a person going through the quiz can really feel like, they're getting some value and the outcomes are really going to be aligned to the responses that they gave. And just be creative. Just think of, questions and different ways you can ask questions, so instead of, asking people what fruit do you like the most, ask them a question like, if you can only eat one fruit for the rest of your life, what would it be? So just kind of getting as creative as possible. And add pictures. Pictures actually add literally, as they say, add 1,000 words and be consumed by the human eye much faster than text. So if you have the potential to use pictures, definitely do so. And it also makes your quiz look super professional. I mean, people will come to your quiz and they will think that it's a $1 million quiz, seriously. So, pictures, add a lot of value to it. So step 6 is setting up the integrations. And this is where, all the theory becomes, implementation. And it's going to be kind of show and tell time at this point. So I really kind of want to show you some of the integrations and kind of how you set everything up at a high level. So first and foremost, as I mentioned, you need to figure out what your marketing platform is going to be. As I mentioned earlier, Drip is the one that I suggest using just because it is more affiliate friendly and most of my audience is affiliate and network marketers. So I usually stand by Drip more so. They're a little bit more tolerant. I love ActiveCampaign too, but if you're not in if you are in affiliate marketing, I would not suggest it. But if you're in e-commerce, I would love ActiveCampaign for e-commerce. And like I said, Aweber would be like my third, my distant third. Just because it is definitely pretty affiliate friendly, but the automation sucks in my opinion. So as I mentioned, Drip is what we used. So next is up with the integrations. The first thing we need to do is set up our custom fields. So this is where it really gets cool with the custom fields, because with a normal opt-in page, you're normally only going to get the email address and maybe the name. Depending on what experts you ask, some people are going to say definitely get the name. Some people say don't get it at all. But with quizzes, you're getting way more than name and email. And depending on your quiz, obviously, you're going to get different things. But these are just some examples. You can get stuff like gender, the age, if they're a parent, their monthly budget, their job title. I mean, the list really just goes on. depending on, the questions that you ask. So how you set up the custom fields is pretty simple. First and foremost, as I mentioned, you're going to sign up for Drip and get yourself a Drip account. And Drip is free. I think it's like a 14-day free trial. So you can just sign up and go through the quick little onboarding process. It's pretty simple. And the first thing you want to do is you want to go to subscribers when you come into Drip and get everything set up, like your first list. You want to go to custom fields. And this is where you're actually going to set up all your custom fields here. And these custom fields are going to make a little bit more sense once I actually go through the campaign setup. But it's pretty simple. You just come here, you just go to new custom field, and then you can add it, and you can just give it an identifier. And these are just kind of like identifiers that I came up with, and these are all related to questions in the quiz. Each one of these are related to a question in the quiz. So I'm storing all that data, right? So that's the first thing that you want to set up in your autoresponder. If you're using something else, like I said, if Lord bless you, if you try ActiveCampaign and you want to give it a shot, the process is very similar. They have a section for custom fields, and you do the exact same thing. So next, once the custom fields are set up, you want to set up your landing page as well. And with the landing page, you really want to create an independent landing that really just displays the quiz title and the related image and a button to start. I mean, you don't have to get like super crazy, but you want to at least make it like eye appealing. So I'm going to show you a few that I did here in different industries. This one is one that I put together for juice detox that's going on right now. And if you actually want to see how this one works, I'm going to, let me see here. Hey, Deidre, could you do me a favor? Could you drop this link in the chat for everyone? Because I'm having some issues. I don't want it to drop me again if I switch back to my screen. Okay, thank you. All right, sweet here. Wait, oh, nope, I was able to get it done. Nope, I got it. Yep, I got it. Okay, cool. So yeah, you can click on that one and you can kind of see how it looks or whatnot. You can kind of go through the questions and things of that nature. Another one that I put together here was, like I showed you earlier, was the sugar quiz. And then last after the sugar quiz is going to be the one that I'm actually going to show you the live campaign setup for, and that's this dating quiz. And the dating quiz is one that I'm actually probably going to run for the foreseeable future. I've actually been putting a lot of work into this. I've been doing a lot of research for it. And I used to be in the dating industry when I first got into affiliate marketing. I even used to run a dating website. So I got out of it for a while, but a friend told me to get back into it, especially since I discovered quizzes. I wanted to try implementing what I learned with quizzes with dating. So that's going to be the campaign that I'm going to show you later. So ClickFunnels, like I said, there's 2 pages here. This is the first page. I'm going to click on edit here. And like I said, it's very simple. It's the title of the quiz. Can you spot if a man is emotionally available? Take this short 60-second quiz to find out. A screen picture here, and this is the actual same picture that I used on the Facebook ads, so it keeps that congruency. They see the ad on Facebook, and then when they come to landing page, it's the same picture, and then it just says takes quiz from there. So that's pretty simple. The next page is the thank you page, and this was even more simple, because all this page is really just a blank page with a custom element in it. And this custom element contains the data from the quiz code, and I'm going to show you how we get that in a second. Okay, so the start page, that's what we just looked at here as well. That's the second page. I call it the start page. And like I said, that's basically just the page that houses the embed code for the quiz and the outcome. The next thing you have to do is write your emails. Now, this may be challenging for some of you. Like I said, I love writing. I love writing more than I love speaking. If you can't tell, I don't do fake. This is actually my very first Facebook Live, so you might find me rambling on for a while. But I love writing. It's how I make most of my money. I'm one of those underground affiliates that you probably would never even hear about sometimes, because I'm only more and more and more getting out in the public exposure, but I really love writing emails and working on my email list. And the beauty of this is that most affiliate offers, or even if you're in, network marketing, depending on what you do, have email swipes that you can actually use to get started. So you don't have to feel like you're starting from a blank scratch. You just don't want to use them word for word. You really want to kind of customize the email swipes that you get from the affiliate offer that you're promoting and put them in your own voice. And one thing I always suggest with writing emails is, tying them together with a story and a PS. This is kind of like the soap opera sequence that you may hear of, where each story takes a person through almost like a soap opera series, kind of getting to know you as the hero, going through adversities and then overcoming it, and then you kind of present that offer to them. And the way that I do it is I usually talk a lot about content in the email and the benefits of the actual offer. But in the PS, I tie everything together with a story, and that story is threaded through each one of my emails. So, for example, in the very first email, and this is totally made up, right? But it was like I was walking down a dark hallway, and then I turned around and saw my blinding light. What happened in front of me next shocked me to my core, but I tell you all about it tomorrow. So hey, depending on your list, they're like, oh my God, what's happening next, right? So it's just that way to kind of keep people along, keep people sticking, let them know you're a real person. Use some storytelling in your market. Believe me, it will do you wonders, especially if you're in affiliate marketing, when you can really bond with your list that way. And even better, with these emails, you can use quiz data to further personalize your emails and segmentation. So you can, start your emails with, hey, Nancy, because you know her name. So you can use the custom field that we took for first name and use in your email. Say, for instance, if I'm doing a dating quiz and I ask someone, how long they've been in a relationship for, I can actually use that data in my email. I can say, hey, I saw that you said that you were in a relationship for blank, and then use that custom field and put it in there. So that person feels like I'm directly talking to them. It doesn't just feel like a blind email that I sent to everybody. So I don't know about you, but obviously the conversion should be a lot higher. So writing emails. Let me show you that before I move on. So as mentioned, I'm using Drip. And I'm going to go into the campaign a little bit further later, but just know I'm going to be promoting 2 different dating offers. So in Drip, I created a campaign for each dating offer, and I actually used the swipes that came from the affiliate vendor. So one is called His Secret Obsession. So I came into my email autoresponder and I loaded up all those emails. And I can just kind of show you what it looks like here. Because like I said, if you, I don't know if you're an affiliate marketer or whatever, but if you are, you can definitely check out your toolkit, or most affiliate programs that you provide support. They're always going to have like a toolkit for their affiliates that you can use to help you promote a little bit better and promote a little bit faster. So for the first one that I talked about, it's called His Secret Obsession. I signed up for it. It's an offer that I actually found through ClickBank. So if you've never used ClickBank before, ClickBank is awesome. There's categories of products that you can promote for almost any niche that you can think of. And that's why I say using this with quizzes is just like amazing, because you can really create a quiz for almost any one of these niches, enter it, and start getting leads overnight, right? So I picked one called His Secret Obsession and Secret Survey, and both of these have affiliate kits here. And you can usually find these by coming into ClickBank and going to the marketplace. And then you're just going to go down to the category that you're looking for. So in this case, I'm looking for self-help, dating guides. And you can see all these different products that you can promote. And then most of these have a section here where it says like affiliate page. And then you can click on that, and that will take you to a page like this where they've pre-created stuff that you can actually use. So like I went to this one here, and they got all these email swipes. So I took a few of them and I created me a little sequence of emails that I'm going to send out to these people. The very first email is their quiz results. And because anytime that you have somebody go through the quiz, your very, very, very first email should always be their quiz results without a fact. And it should be as personalized and as customized as humanly possible. So you can create that instant bond with them. And then from there, you kind of do your storytelling from there. So those are the emails.